Okay, welcome back. This is part 2 of revenue management. In this section, in this class, we're going to be looking at customers or consumers and segmentation. Okay, very important concept when it comes to revenue management, looking at segmentation. There is going to be some crossover between what you've learnt in marketing, so we won't cover too much more, we won't double up, but it does come in here as an important concept, some of what you've learnt in marketing. So, customer, well, a customer is someone who buys a good, but a consumer is someone who consumes the good. Now, very often that's the same thing, but not always. For example, what about a child taken to a restaurant? The customer is actually the person who buys the food, that would be the parent. The consumer is the person who consumes it, the child. So you've got a difference here. You need to know the consumer, what did they want? Now, treating everyone different can be detrimental to a company. Okay, every person is different, so you can actually start to group similar consumers together so that they act as a segment. Okay, we've got in here on the PowerPoint the 5 factors that influence a consumer. And these can help separate them into different segments. If you're in the PowerPoint, you can actually click on each of these links. It'll take you through to more information. First of all, you've got psychological factors. Secondly, you've got social factors. Thirdly, you've got cultural factors. Fourthly, personal factors. And fifthly, economic factors. Okay. So in the class we're going to talk about each one of those. I won't go into in detail in this video, but you can click on each of those links in the PowerPoint that shows you the factors under each one that help you differentiate consumers. So these are the factors that help consumers buy or maybe impact their decisions. So then we get into what is a market. Again, marketing level 1 sort of stuff. And marketing is just a set of all the actual and potential buyers for a product and all the sellers of a product. But, that's when they come together. But a market, everyone out there who wants to buy a product. Now, in the hotel industry, that's all the people who want to come and stay in the hotel. But you can define it differently. So you can define a market very widely, which is very large. So maybe maybe everyone in New Zealand staying in hotels, but that can be not so helpful in actually getting specific details. If you narrow it down, maybe for your specific city that you are in, for your maybe star level or similar factor or hotels, maybe the consumers who want to stay at your type of hotel in your city, that would be a more helpful market to target. Now, some issues affect the whole market, like global recession, but some issues may affect only a subset of the market. Maybe, so a few years ago in 2011, we had an earthquake in Christchurch. So that severely impacted the market in Christchurch. So we can break up this market as well. We can define it by geography, as I said just before, by city, by demographic as well, psychographic, or behavioural segments. These are the different ways that we can break down looking at our market and how big or small it is. Again, look at Canvas and the class discussion and watch each of them up. Segmenting our market, breaking it down to who are our consumers. Now, to do this, we need to record the information somewhere. So the common way to record it is on a CRM, Customer Relationship Management Program. Very often it could be Opera or whatever system is used for doing the bookings. So for example, you might say that they're part of the leisure segment, you might call it age, maybe other country they're coming from. These help define what segment they are. And so if you were to maybe remarket to them later on, then you could actually tailor-make a marketing program to help them. Okay, but yes, this is why it's important to collect information so you know who is staying. Because you can't treat everyone the same. You can't treat commercial the same as you do the leisure segments. So, we think about segments in the hotel industry. I've just mentioned a couple, leisure or commercial. There are more, we can break it down. So, and if you've done the front office rotation, they go into more detail about what segments there are as well. Okay. When we talk about what we sell, we actually start talking about the product. Okay. So we actually start to think, okay, well, what are we selling? The product. We start to think about these three terms. The core product. The core product is what people are actually buying. Now sometimes it's not actually the hotel room. It's actually, somewhere to go for a holiday away, or a vacation away from their family, or maybe a vacation with their family, or an experience. That's what they are buying. Now it might involve staying in a room or going out to the restaurant to have a date night, things like that. But it's the actual what they are wanting to achieve, that's the core product. Now the facilitating product, that's everything related to achieving the customer buying that product. So you've got the front office, checking in, waiters in the restaurant, they facilitate that process happening. Supporting products, that's all the add-ons that we can do. So maybe it's the spa treatment, room service, IT, all that sort of thing. They're all the extras that you can add on to that. So just interesting to think about, what product are we actually selling? Again, comes from your marketing. Now, but it gets into important because what is the perceptions of our consumers? What do they think they are getting? Perceptions are based sometimes on the real world, but it's also other messages they receive, such as reviews, advertising, comparison websites. All this builds up into what they perceive is what they are getting, or perceived value that they're getting from a product, which gets into this next slide, which looks at value. Value is a very important concept when it comes to thinking about consumers and then making a decision about buying something. Here's the formula. Perceived benefits less the price paid equals value. Now you can't put a figure on perceived benefits. It's sort of a integral term, but it's just sort of that feeling of, they think, okay, well, I'm getting this, and I'm getting that, and I'm getting this, and it's only going to cost me this much. Now, as soon as they see that the value, the benefits they receive is it's more than the price paid, then they get value out of the transaction, and they will go, yes, I want to buy at that point. So it's important, and this is part of the marketing part, is pushing up the perceived benefits. That way you can actually get people to buy at the same price point by pushing up perceived benefits. Now the inverse can occur. Sometimes you have a price point and the consumer goes, well, actually for that price point I'm not getting much in the way of benefits, so why would I buy it? And that way they don't see value in the transaction, and so they don't buy. Now you can use this in just more than hotels. You could use this in purchasing anything. So maybe you could see about purchasing a mobile phone, for example, a smartphone. So we use this example in the class. At what price point do you see value? What would you have to do to push up the perceived benefits you get, and so you can see value in doing the transaction. Okay, that's it for the this class here, the second class, looking at customers and segments, and getting into a bit of the value, thinking about customers.